So you mentioned your fans, and I know you've played kind of all over the world. You've played in the US, Japan. What's been the most sort of memorable place that you've played? The most memorable gig abroad? And that can also be because it was terrible.
Yeah. There's been a few actually.
Stinkers or?
No. Most of them have been really good. Oh, the first time we went to South by Southwest was excellent.
Right.
Because the band had been together for maybe a year and a half or something, and we decided to go. And the gigs weren't huge, but it was exciting because the band was new and yeah. And then Japan, we had a couple of excellent shows as well. We've been there 3 times. And the first time was to play at this place called the Sapporo Jazz Festival. The first time was this outdoor festival, and we played in front of this soul legend called Cheryl Lynn. Ray Parker Jr., the guy that did Ghostbusters, was in her band. They were guns, like amazing. We played before them, and the people that booked it liked us so much they decided to get us back next year and gave us our own show. So it was like this huge tent with, like, it was a seated thing where you got food and dinner, and so we played in front of all these Japanese people that had never really heard us before, but knew that there was a band from Australia playing. And I just remember this old Japanese couple at the front kind of doing that, and that was memorable. That was really cool.
That's really cool, yeah.
And then when we played in Europe, we played this this festival called the Imagine a Funk Festival in Spain, and I was hyped for this one. And it looked like it was going to be packed. It was in this old bull ring on top of this hill.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere. Like, we had to drive through only olive trees for about 3 hours to get there. It was pretty special. Mm. And then when we got there, it was, the festival was, the punters were kind of 80% dudes. And it wasn't a gay festival. It was just happened to be 80% guys there.
Right.
And they didn't really get into us that much. And so we put on this show, and it was a very lackluster audience, and I was totally expecting something different. So it was memorable for that reason.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a stinker. It was still a decent show, but not as decent as we would have liked.
What do you think they were expecting?
I don't know. I really don't. So yeah.
How do you cope with that? I mean, so what do you like when you get off stage and you've had an absolute blinder? How does that feel?
Yeah.
And the opposite, when you have a gig like that, like, how long does it take you to get over, or does it not bother you at all?
I come off and I wasn't in the greatest mood, but I got over it quite quickly because I know that the band is good and that we, for whatever reason, it just didn't translate. So if it happened week after week after week, I think I'd probably consider maybe doing something else, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
We are very good. We're very, very good. In fact, one of the best, probably what we're best at, is getting people that have never heard us before really excited at a show.
I can see that.
We pride ourselves on that. And so that's why it was kind of disappointing. Maybe the sound was really bad or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Or maybe you need a high percentage of females in there for it to translate. I don't know. I don't know what it is. So maybe the Spanish maybe we didn't put enough Spaniards in the Zidane song.
Could be that. Maybe they own the olive trees and you just ran over a few.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They're thinking about what they've got to do the next day to fix their olive trees. Like,
So yeah, but it was fun. But mate, the scene, the setting was insane.
I can imagine.
It was amazing. So,
I can imagine.
Yeah. And then one of the most memorable gigs was actually playing in the little village where I was born. We did a show there in front of the 300 or 400 villagers.
And how was that?
That was awesome. They didn't.
This is in Lucca or
No.
Lucca?
This is in San Cassiano, our little village,
which is outside of
Lucca. So outside of Lucca. So the next main town is this town called Bagni di Lucca, and then you go up a little mountain road and you get to this little village. I think there's about 300 inhabitants. Not in summer. In summer it swells a little bit because people come back, like me, and so we decided to do a show there, and there was a dance floor, and no one went on it, but they stood around kind of just watching like this. And then when we stopped, they just cheered, and it was really lovely. It was really lovely to see, and it was we were considering not doing it. I'm glad that we did.
Did you enjoy that clip? Did you not? It doesn't matter to me. Subscribe, for the love of God.